experience the highs and lows of the inspiring success stories we highlight. Allow the experiences and the examples of our guests to lift and inspire you out of the past or future. Hi, I'm Jennifer Annenberg, and I'm here with a very, very, very special guest who, in the first 6 months, her business went viral. She has over 20,000 opt-in subscribers. She is the founder, owner of Cincinnati Chic. This is Amy Scalia.
Hi.
Welcome, Amy Scalia.
Thank you.
And I also want to give a special plug, though, because our amazing background that we're here, we're at the Legg Mason building. So if you also have a successful business that you think is fabulous and you want to nominate them, go to the Jennifer Now website and nominate your business, because we would love to be a guest also at your wonderful, fabulous business. So thank you again to Legg Mason. So, sorry about that, but a little segue there too. But you, I mean, 20,000 plus opt-in subscribers.
Not that I'm counting, but it's 22,000 opt-in subscribers. It's really
all
been
kinds
exciting.
of ages, right?
It's like growing so quickly that I'm constantly updating the website, updating our media kits, and it's just so exciting. And when you sit back and you realize it's like it's growing so quickly because people actually like it. You're not forcing this on anyone. It grows so quickly because the word of mouth, and people are enjoying what they do. And you know, Jennifer was even a model in our fashion show, our most recent one. And it's because we have great people that we work with in the community, and people really like what we're doing. And
it's the moment thing. Like, this is what people want to do, and they want to click on. It's easy.
Yeah.
And is it women and men? It's mostly women, but
it's 11% right now. It's 11% male readership, but I think it's just those savvy guys who want to know where all the pretty ladies are. So, but it is primarily women, and it's basically connecting them with the people, products, and services that provide them with the lifestyle that they want to live right here in Greater Cincinnati. You don't have to go to New York to find the big brands or to find the amazing designers. We have them right here. And as busy as us women are, we don't have the time to do the homework. So that's what Cincy Chic does.
Right, and it's about, like, what, 15% of the population of Cincinnati?
Right,
That is
exactly.
something to be proud of.
Exactly. I feel really good. Of course, the OCD in me wants to get the other 85%, but then I realized that it's a very specific niche that we're going after, and I feel like we've really saturated that niche really well, and we're at a great mature point. And now I'm at the point where we have this great model. It's self-functioning. The advertisers are coming in because the clients and the readers are happy, and it's just this great cyclical, self-sufficient model now. And so now I'm focusing on the franchise aspect of it.
Okay, so for anyone who's watching and they're thinking you're an instant success, we know that this didn't happen overnight. So where was your vision? What happened? Like, how did A come to be?
Right. Well, it definitely was a lot of hard work. I have a very good concealer because I don't get much sleep because the wheels are always turning. And I think that when you have a great business idea, those wheels can't stop, because a lot of people are dreamers, but not enough of them are doers. And so you have to be the perfect blend of them both. And so once I got the idea, I went full force ahead, and I said, okay, if this is going to work, it's going to happen now. This can't be tomorrow I'll do it, or someday I'll get to that. It has to be now, or someone else will do it instead. And I wanted to be the one that brings this to Cincinnati, brings this to other markets. And so once I had the ideas, and they just didn't stop coming. And then when other people are coming to the events, they offer you great ideas, because you know how women are. They're always like, oh, I have an opinion for you.
Yeah.
And I listen to that, because that's so important. And so I listen, we do reader surveys, and that's how we keep growing, and that's how we keep providing what the readers want.
But so I have so many questions for that, though. But you're right, if it's not now, when? If it's not you, who?
Right.
So that's my philosophy too. So you did the leap of faith, and you just kept driving it. You kept driving it. So your advice is, if you have a great idea, even though people are saying, well, that's really stupid, it's not going to make money, blah, blah, are you saying just do it?
Oh, absolutely, because you're not getting any younger. And most likely, it's a lot easier when you just think about it step by step by step. So many people see the big picture and say, oh my gosh, that's such a big undertaking. I can't possibly take on all of that right now. Right. But if you think about just the course of life, very few things fall off your plate, just more and more things jump on it.
Absolutely.
And so might as well just take it step by step by step And it doesn't seem so bad once you begin the ball rolling. And what was miraculous to me is that other people wanted to assist in my vision. Here I thought I'd have to do it all by myself, but all of a sudden once I launched it, I had graphic designers and photographers,
people want to jump
writers,
yeah.
and all of a sudden I had a team of people. And it was just, that was the most surprising thing, is that other people wanted to share my vision and also make it possible. So you don't have to think, oh, I'm going to be all alone. People want to see dreams happen, and your dream might be a bigger pie of, they just want this slice. A photographer, they want to get in a magazine, so you're part of their dream and you're helping them accomplish their goals. And so that was really a neat part of this whole process.
And don't you think that's further confirmation that you're on the right track, you're in the flow, you're doing what you should be doing? Well, we were just talking about that, the crew, and the greatest failures, right? Like you know, Walt Disney, who they kept shutting the door and saying no, and Oprah Winfrey, who they said was just fired because they said you were going to never make it in TV.
Right, right.
So what if she had
Oprah?
Yeah.
What if she had
listened?
Said no? Right. And Donald Trump is another great example. He filed bankruptcy. You have to be afraid to fail to rise. And because nothing great is accomplished by someone who stays in that safe harbor. The ship is meant to sail. And so I truly think that for my journey is that I made the decision to do it, and I got laser focused on it. I would even, because at the time I was living in Philadelphia trying to get back to my hometown of Cincinnati, and on those long drives turned off the radio, just think it through. And I just became laser focused on this vision to make it possible, and I didn't let anything get in my way.
Are you hearing this formula? This is the formula. But this is great. And so when you were young, or maybe you were in high school or college, did you have this laser focus, or did it come later? For all those people who are in college, or?
I think it was always, when I think back to my personality in high school, I was the type that I just love life so much that, and I know this sounds so cliche, but I
know you, I feel that. I feel the same way. I do.
It's just like
you wake
here.
up happy and you go to bed happy. I feel the same way, yeah.
And you are here on this earth, able-bodied for a very short amount of time. And so I feel like you can sleep when you're dead. I'm going to fill this life with as much happiness and activity as possible. So I was a cheerleader. I was in band. So I was like in all of these different things. I even had to, when I was in marching band, had to wear my cheerleading outfit because there was no time for it. Was just, I was so involved, but I was also really adamant about achieving like the highest grades possible for the scholarships, and all of that was really important to me too. Just being the best that I could be and involved in as much as I could be, because who knows when this journey is going to end, and I want to know that I filled it to the greatest extent.
Well, not only that, you had a vision and you became a magnet for
Exactly.
everything that you wanted and everything that you wanted out of life, and you drew in the people and the necessary things to get that life, I think, because you oozed out that enthusiasm, which you do. Even now, you're incredible,
Oh, well, I just love, even in high school, I would be like the cheerleading captain, or I try to get as involved as possible and try to be a little bit of I definitely like the leadership aspect, but it was more of like the teamwork, getting people a team. And I really feel like what I'm doing here in Cincy Chic is I'm getting people together and leading them and having people be sort of cheerleaders for Cincinnati. Because when I started Cincy Chic, the feeling of Cincinnati was, how quick can I get out of here? And now people are thinking, how can I get more out of Cincinnati? There are great resources, and I've got a million things going on tonight. There's just so much going on, and I didn't hear that when I had first started Cincy Chic.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Well, so if things are, how are you? How do you have downtime? You were mentioning your husband, who allows you this downtime, and it's a great contrast.
Right.
So if it's not planned, is it really hard to just let go?
Well, I've been blessed with Pete, my husband, who does have the ADD. Like, he is diagnosed with it. But it's good, though, because it's the perfect yin and yang. And I think that we as a couple make it work, because I inspire him to be more focused. And when I met him, he was a traveling musician, and he didn't really, first of all, he wasn't making much money. He wasn't, he didn't have like the health insurance, and there were so many things he wanted out of life, and all he knew is that he loved music. And so I was able to inspire him to, what else do you like that maybe you can make a full-time job out of, and then you can also do the music. And so he's found that he also loves media, and so now he's in TV, and he does music on the side. He plays almost every weekend. We have a recording studio in our house, and so he's able to do all the things that he loved, and then also found some new things that he's inspired to do. And that full-time pay, I tell you what, it can buy more and more music equipment. Exactly. So he's found a great balance with that. So I feel like I've aided in that aspect of his life, that he is doing a lot of things that he likes to do professionally and personally now. And he's done the same for me. I was so laser focused with Cincy Chic, and to find a good balance, he was like, you're going to burn out quickly with only being focused on this one particular thing. And you're actually going to feel a lot more balanced and a lot more energized to continue to do this long term if you do some other things you enjoy. So we've traveled a lot, and we've gone to Paris and Italy. He's Italian, so we went to Italy for his first time, and we travel the U.S. We try to go somewhere different every year, and also gardening.
That's
last time
a wonderful
we talked,
way to be quiet and centered and downtime.
Yeah, and it's a perfect contrast to the high-tech, always in front of a computer world, because when you're gardening, your hands are dirty, you can't be near a computer, there's no phones, and you're just one with nature, which is completely different than the high-tech side of my life. So I feel like I have a good balance through those things.
I mean, do you think there is a formula that you ascribe for success? Do you think if you were telling someone there's certain qualities you have to have, there was a younger version of you, what would you say to you? That you have to have this? Right.
Well, I think everyone's different, but one of the things that I am seeing, especially with the younger generations, like even I know it's weird for me to say like younger generation, I feel very young, but the interns that I'm bringing in, they're so there's this sense of self-entitlement that, oh, I deserve this internship. And it's like, no, you work for it and you earn it. And if you don't meet these criteria, you're out in this long list of other interns who want.
Sure, a lot of people are nodding.
Exactly,
yes.
exactly. So I think that keeping that sense of you earn what you get, and you get out of it what you put into it. That's so important. And if you want a lot out of life, you have to put a lot in. And so I think keeping that in mind, and also remembering that we're here for a very short amount of time. Every day wasted is truly a day wasted. You don't get it back. And if you have that dream, start it today. Do something that commits you to it, and then make a small step each and every day that works you toward your goal. And maybe someday it's a much bigger step, and other days it's not. But if I can offer any kind of inspiration, it's to make that commitment and make a small step toward it.
And why do you think people are stuck? Or do you think it's really stuck? You hear most of our society says, I'm stuck in this job, or I'm stuck in this relationship, I can't find the job, I can't find happy. I mean, most people are unhappy. We're at a time where most people would describe themselves as unhappy. There's more depression than ever, more prescription. I mean, I don't have to even describe. You understand this. Why? Why are people feel they're stuck?
Oh, I'm sure that there's a lot of different reasons why, but I think that you truly, I actually read a really interesting book after an awful breakup, and
this was in your past.
This was in my past, and it was about 10 years ago, and it was a really bad breakup. And I happened to be in Barnes & Noble and getting a coffee, and basically that what do I want in my life kind of moment, and there was this book that just was sitting there, and it was just B-E. And it was basically a workbook on how to discover what makes you happy. What do you want out of life? And it was like a fill-in-the-blank kind of book. And for some reason,
workbook, exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's, even though it seems so mundane to be like, oh, I've got it all in my brain, I know what I want out of life, I know who I am, it's really interesting when you connect it to paper and when you look at it afterward and say, these are the things I want out of life, what am I doing to get there? And also when you have the negative self-talk, or when maybe you have a negative force in your life, maybe a partner or maybe even family members, and they make you think that you're someone that you're not, and it gets to that kind of depression where you feel a disconnect of who you truly are. This book, for some reason, spoke to me and reminded me of who I am as a person and the person that I want to be. And it was nice to be able to have that on paper and remind myself when I was having a low moment of like all the good things that I am and think I am and want to do in life. And it makes you realize, okay, that's negative, and I want to be positive, and here's my guidebook. And first, I'm sure there's a ton of books out there, but
no, but I
yeah.
think in that moment, what you did, and regardless of the book you did, is you replaced the old tapes with a new tape. And
Right.
in that pivotal moment, you acknowledged that you were free.
Yeah.
Freer than
Right.
ever. And that's really, I think, and the other pivotal thing I think you said, I think that would be a great point, is that you acknowledged you went out and actually thought it. When you said pen to paper, I think that is really key.
Yeah.
Is that you actually acknowledged there is something running in my mind, but it's taking the time to think about it instead of the habitual, unconscious life we really live every day.
Right.
But you consciously sat down.
Yeah.
And then there's assumptions we do, right?
Absolutely.
We run through the filters, the same filters all the time, and I think that was extremely powerful.
Yeah, it made me realize that there were some people who I thought were positive in my life who truly weren't, just based on some of the things that they would do or say, and it made me really connect with who I was as a person and what I wanted out of life. And I still keep it today. I found it the other day, and actually starting a magazine was on that list. And it was so neat to see that checked
I got
out.
goosebumps but I think that's like whatever you call it, a vision board, whatever you want to call it. At least if you have an intention, whether it's in your mind, whether you write down, I think no matter who, I'm just saying, and I'm looking out here because no matter who we've talked to, they've always had an intention. And it's so strong, and people have looked back and said, this, whether it's a car dealership or whatever, they've gone back, and no matter how long it took, they got there. That is key.
Yep.
So if you have a dream, it can be done.
Right, yeah,
So.
and you have to kind of think of what makes you happy in those moments, and the things that make your heart swell. Yeah, exactly.
But it's incredible when people don't know. What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah, and what could be more important than really sitting down and looking at yourself in the face and saying, okay, what makes me happy, and figuring that out, and that's step one.
Not my mom, not my boyfriend, not my friends.
Yeah.
What do I want?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.